I'm with Mike Chmielecki. Mike is the editor of Floor Covering Installer, a member of the family, the BMP media family. Mike, how you doing?
Very good. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great. And I wanted to congratulate you, 20th anniversary of this publication.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. 20 years of helping installers, contractors, distributors just do a better job.
It seems to me the whole level of awareness to installers seeking to do their jobs better and get more and more education. For some reason or another, that seems to be growing faster than I can recall, and I've been around this business for a long time. Why do you suppose that is?
I think people, well, two reasons. One, I think manufacturers are getting sick of claims, and they're realizing that in order to have a product that the customer is going to love, you need it professionally installed, and you need someone who knows what they're doing. That's one reason. And the other is I just think that people are realizing as technology is getting more and more complicated, I mean, you're having tiles that are thinner and longer and wider than ever before. You can't use the same old methods, and you can't just have a DIY person or someone just come in off the street and put it in. You really need technical know-how, and I think that's what people are understanding.
Really across the board, whether it's carpet or wood or, as you mentioned, ceramic, all of the organizations, or many of the organizations representing each of these product groups, are really involved in several ways, really, of improving the situation at the installation level.
Oh, absolutely. You see manufacturers now working directly with groups like CFI, giving products away basically to the students so they know how to work with them. And, of course, the tools and the adhesives. And, yeah, everyone's coming together. You're realizing it's not an us versus them mentality. I mean, for some of the old guys, it still has that sort of feeling, I'm sure. I mean, I've been to shows where they're like, oh, yeah, if manufacturers could, they'd love to get rid of away with installation entirely. But there's no way to get rid of it. So you got to embrace it. And help them out as much as you can, because really it's them and their quality and their experience that is going to make you look good. So.
Well, exactly right. And really, I think independents are always looking for ways to distinguish themselves, and certainly quality installation is a great way to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, the difference just in the details between a great installation and a bad one, you don't even have to really know what you're doing. You go into a room, even if you're not a professional installer, and you see that, for example, a stair nose isn't finished correctly, or you see something isn't butted up correctly, you know that that was not a professional installation.
Exactly right. So, and you're really at an advantage because you had been involved in floor trends and been around the industry a good while before you really focused on the installation sector. I suspect that was really an advantage for you.
Oh, absolutely, because I've been with this company since 2002, originally with National Floor Trends, which became Floor Trends, and that was, again, the design, the retail side. And while that is an interesting way to look at the industry, I think being able to see what's going on underneath the technical side is also important. And I think it gets short shrift sometimes because it's very easy to say, here's a new soft carpet, feel how soft this is. But you can't be like, check out the tack or the adhesive grip on this bonding agent. You know, you have to really understand what the end result is, and you have to kind of sell it on that level.
Talk about some of the issues that you're going to be discussing in some of the upcoming issues of the magazine.
Well, we're always trying to get more moisture content in. That's something that's really big. You know, concrete moisture, subfloor moisture, any type of moisture is very big. So we have a lot of columns with that. And we also have a more inspection focus too. We had one article about inspection that I thought was very interesting because instead of attacking it from a technical standpoint, it was more like, okay, a customer comes in at the end and this is what's wrong with it. Here's what the inspector would see. I think that type of viewpoint would give an installer an advantage to know, to come in and look at it with an inspector's eyes or a customer's eyes instead of just a technical set of eyes. It really helps.
Well, it just seems, as we mentioned at the beginning, the installation community is much more, I guess they're hungrier for information, for knowledge, all the way across the board, whatever the product category, and I think you're delivering these things at an opportune time.
Oh, absolutely. I think people are hungry for this. I mean, any event I go to, people are always asking, what can I do about moisture? What can I do about, like, these new thin tiles? They want to know. They want to be, you know, business hasn't been that great for some people. And any way you can differentiate yourself, any way you can become professional and elevate yourself, it's just going to help.
And I guess you probably also promote the various certifications going on around the country from time to time in each one of these product categories.
Oh, definitely. I mean, CFI has that thing coming up at Dalton in March. That's going to be an amazing event. I know CTF is working with some of the other organizations and some of the unions to, kind of get an advanced tile certification going. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And of course, you have that ANSI S600 coming out. I mean, there's just a lot going on right now. So.
And also in the wood, I think the NWFA is also has a certified professional program.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So.
Well, you came with this publication at a great time when there's a whole new birth in this whole sector.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very advantageous. And speaking to the 20th anniversary, one of the other things we're doing this year is we want to look at how the industry itself has evolved in 20 years. We want to take the spotlight off ourselves. I mean, it's nice to celebrate 20 years. It's great. And I'm very proud that we've made it and we're still growing. But I want to look at the industry and talk with people who've really been in the trenches and find out from them what's changed, what's the same, what have they learned, so they can pass that on to a new generation of installers.
We'll be looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Mike, and congratulations on the 20 years. You're doing some really good work.
Thank you very much, Dave.
We've been talking with Mike Chmielecki. He is the editor. I almost gave you the title of publisher.
I'll take it.
But you will be soon, I'm sure. Floor covering installer, and this is Talk Floor TV.